one.
Woo!
Hi, this is Craig Proctor, real estate coach Craig Proctor. Thank you very much for being with me today. Today, it is my honor to speak with KRISTIN Stampini, superstar realtor out of Boca Raton, Florida. KRISTIN's a longtime member and a Craig Proctor coach. KRISTIN, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Hey, we were just talking before we got started here about the changes in the marketplace. We have interest rates going up three quarters of a point yesterday, rapidly increasing interest rates. Of course, we've got inflation like at a 40-year high. We got a war in Europe. We got lots of stuff going on. Realtors are scared. Realtors are concerned right now. What are your thoughts? As they should be. Tell us what's going on with your business. Every time you're met with a crisis or a financial, you always do better. You always expand market share. How are you looking at the future here as to what agents should be doing?
Well, first of all, with this, the scary economy. So all the agents that, and I'm sorry to say it, but that were order takers over the last few years have to step it up. They cannot do that anymore. They are going to be out of business. They are. Yeah. That is not the way we can go.
Yeah. You know what? I was mentioning earlier to KRISTIN, one of my mentors said in the beginning of my career, he says, you're either growing or you're dying. There is no staying where you are. And for real estate agents right now, you have to invest in learning, in your education. You have to keep current. You have to understand what's going on in the economy, and you're going to have to make adjustments. Okay. No question. The economy is shifting. And if you do not shift your approach, you are going to suffer greatly. Okay. We have a lot of things going on, but I've been through this stuff, over the last 30 years. When I started in real estate, first recession was 1991. Home prices dropped by 30% within 6 months. And I increased market share. In fact, that year, in 1991, I was named the #1 RE/MAX agent in the entire world for commissions earned in the midst of the Gulf War, the recession, all that stuff that was going on. Okay, so things go okay for a couple of years, and then boom, we've got 9/11. The world stops. My business continues to grow. Then in Toronto, where I'm from, in 2003, we had the SARS epidemic. It was an epidemic, not a pandemic, because it was only in certain cities. Unfortunately, my city was one of the epicenters. We couldn't show houses. I mean, it was the first version of COVID. But again, my business and my market share increased. Then in 2008, 2009, we had the financial crisis. Guess what happened? My business increased again, and then we had COVID. So what happens is top realtors adapt. Top realtors invest their time, they invest their money in learning from other top agents and from mentors and how to shift their business. How much time do you spend every week, every month, just learning and mastering what you do and understanding how to do a better job of it?
I spend, 40 to 50 hours a month just educating. The average realtor spends 12 hours every 2 years. So imagine, this right now, what's happening, it makes the rich get richer. Like you said, the realtors, the top 10%, they're going to take a lot more of the market, and the others, many are just going to walk away instead of doing what they should do. And that's educating themselves, because this business is awesome if you know how to work in the business, right? If you know how to do it. So you have to educate yourself through a mentor, a system, a coach. How do people get better? They coach, right? They get coaching, they get mentorship, whatever it is. I feel that this is more important now than ever, than it has been in many years, with this market shifting and what's happening. And no better for me, when I started in the business, just real quick, is I started and met Craig fairly quickly, and I was bankrupt and broke. I moved to Florida with $700 to my name at around 40 years old. Okay. So just so anybody out there saying, oh, well, you've had money given to you, you've had it lucky or whatever, guys, absolutely not. $700 to my name is what I moved to Florida with, moved in with mom at almost 40 years old, bankrupt, broke, had no idea what I wanted to do to start my life over. Fortunately, I met you, Craig. And, you know, as you know, today I have 6 businesses, multi-millionaire, and a lot of other things, but that's with hard work. And it's because I had an amazing mentor, amazing coach.
And everyone should have a coach. You know, your story is an amazing story. Like, you've worked for everything that you have, and you know, many realtors won't. They're not going to do that. You said before we got started, there's so many realtors that are just order takers, and it's been pretty easy over the last couple of years. I mean, if you got your real estate license over the last few years, which, by the way, 1 in 5 licensed realtors got their license during the pandemic. So all they know is upmarket. All they know is, hey, I list a house and immediately sells. You didn't have to have good service. The house sold in an hour. Nobody knew whether you had good service or bad service. You hadn't had to deal with pricing homes properly, getting price reductions. There was no such thing as expired listings. We are going into a market that's going to be very difficult for those that don't have the skills, but it's going to be highly profitable for realtors that know what they're doing. Now, here's the good news for everybody. Everything that you want to do in real estate is already been done by me, KRISTIN Stampini, and thousands of Craig Proctor members over the last 30 years. You don't have to have a creative bone in your body. We'll show you exactly how to handle these situations in this changing market. Think about this. You know, buyers buy homes and they qualify based on their monthly payments. KRISTIN, what's going to happen to the buyers' monthly payments? Okay, the homeowners' monthly payments and home buyers as they now try to qualify for a property with these rapidly increasing interest rates?
Yeah, so a perfect example. In January, interest rates at about 3% in our market, average price about 500,000. Okay. And today, if you put 10% down, literally the interest rate has doubled now in 6 months. So your price, your payment per month is about $700, you know, ish more for the buyer. Now, is that going to take buyers out of the market? It's going to take buyers into different price points, because buyers buy a lot of the time. They buy because of the monthly payment is what they're looking at. So it's not necessarily that a 6% is going to take your buyers completely out of the market. And the thing is because in most states, rents, like here in Florida, in South Florida, rents are crazy, gone up 30%. I mean, we own many rental properties, and rents are killing it, right? So it's still, for the buyers, it's still, if they can figure out what the monthly payment needs to be, their buying power is going to be less, right? But they're still going to be there. But sellers need to know this. Sellers need to be educated on this. And if you are not educating the sellers on what's going on, and they don't feel like you know what you're talking about, or not even talking to them about it, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, well, that's why you need to have a really awesome listing presentation, because if you've got a really great listing presentation, what happens is you build credibility with the seller, and they're more likely going to listen to what you have to say about what their home is worth, and they're going to be willing to pay you more than the typical realtor, right? So yeah. The natural conclusion to an awesome listing presentation is they say, yeah, let's do this. I'll take your advice. Now, one of the challenges realtors all over the country are going to have now is you meet with the seller, and just like the sellers were surprised on the upside about, oh my God, I can't believe my house is worth that much money. It's going to be the opposite now, right? You're going to meet with a seller and the seller's going to say, well, hang on a second. You're telling me a price that's $100,000 less than my friend's home that sold 2 doors down, right? And it's the same model. So
and just sold 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. You know, it happens quick.
Yeah, well, I know here in my marketplace, people that bought a couple months ago, their homes are not appraising. They're not getting their financing, and they're not able to close. And then, of course, that creates a big mess. So prices are dropping a lot, even especially in these marketplaces where we had a lot of migration into the area, like Austin, Texas, Boise, Idaho. You're seeing price reductions in these areas now. So.
And I coach several people of your coaching members, in the Toronto area market. And like they're saying, I mean, it happens in a week. Like literally what I got and these guys are selling hundreds of homes, Craig, and what they've done in literally a week or two. So your system is navigating them and how to be shifting and working with these people and actually gaining more market share because they're being educated through this process, right?
So what I did, everybody, what I did on Wednesday is I did an emergency session with for Craig Proctor members, and we had
you had 1,000 people there.
Yeah, and that was last minute, right? So last minute, we just sent out communication to Craig Proctor members. It's like, hey, we're going to do an emergency meeting. Obviously, the market is shifting. We talked, interest rates, inflation, what's the massive shift that's happening, and what to do about it. Like, what changes should our members
Gas prices are killing us too, right? Gas prices are rising everything. I mean, did you know that the average household right now, just for basic needs, basic needs, are spending $475 more per month? Basic needs. Okay, this is not going out. This is just because of the gas prices and the groceries and all the other things that are needs every single month. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, look, I'm going to share something here. Let's see if I can share my screen. I've got some stats on household debt here. Let me see if I can share this.
And what this really means to everybody who is, all the realtors out there is, guys, you have got to look at this and get the mentorship that you need to succeed and excel through this changing market. Don't get out of the business. Just get a mentor, coach, system like Craig's to help you through this process. I mean, of Craig's members, I coach 40 of them, and many of them are making millions and millions of dollars. So I'm telling you, Craig's system works. I started, and when I moved to Florida and I started and I was bankrupt and completely broke, moved in with my mom, waited tables at a restaurant. Okay, that's what I did. 40 years old, guys, after running restaurants. I mean, I was in a real hardship in my life. And, when I did that and I entered Craig's system, the thing is I didn't have the referrals, the repeat business, all the things that many of you guys, that's all you work your business off of.
Right.
I literally started from nothing.
Yeah, you moved to Florida. You knew nobody there. But here's the key, Kristen, is you didn't give up. A lot of people in that situation would give up, but you didn't. I
don't know, though, honestly. I will be very honest, Craig. If I was not in your system, and I'm not just saying this to say this. I never, just so you guys know, what I'm passionate about, I'm very passionate about. But I don't just say stuff because I just want to say it. Like, I mean every single thing that I say. And if I weren't involved in a system and coaching that first of all, for somebody who's done it, there's a lot of systems and coaching out there where the coach has never even sold real estate. That blows my mind.
It infuriates me. That absolutely infuriates me that some of these coaches have never sold real estate. How are they going to show you how to make millions of dollars a year as a real estate agent when they've never even had a license? Or a lot of them are failed realtors, or even some of them, as you know, Kristen, were past coaching clients of mine that are now, freshly minted coaches. Boy, they've got some good ideas. Where did they get those from?
Hey, and look, you know what I love? Hold on. You know what I love about your coaching members? First of all, when I look at the other coaching programs, I'm not talking about every coaching program out there, but most of them, if you find who the top agents are in that coaching program, they may make $1 million or 2 million or 3 million. Do you know how many dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens make 5, 10, 15, 20 million that are in Craig's coaching system? And I've seen them go from literally a couple $100,000, which is still a lot, but up to $20+ million. You don't see that. So when you're looking at different systems or things to join, you got to look at, what are the members doing? Really, what are they doing? How much are they making? I can just tell you that and I've been coaching for Craig for a long time. And one of the things that I can tell you, because Craig knows, because I am an analytical person and I track the members that I'm coaching through Craig, the one-on-one coaching part of it. And the quantum leaps that they make because of the system that they're in, because of the Craig Proctor system, is unbelievable. You know, you have 30, 40, 50% a year. And what a quantum leap means is that your business goes up 50% from the previous year. So if you were doing 100, 150, or if you were doing a million, 1.5 million. And it is amazing to watch these guys because of implementing the systems in your coaching.
Yeah, it's and that's why we do it. I mean, I absolutely love seeing the increases in their business, but you know, also the people they become. They become more confident. You know, look, money doesn't buy happiness, but you can do a lot more good with money than without money. I want to share some stats here.
Yeah.
This is what we were talking about a minute ago. You were talking about the price of everything going up. Check out. I don't know if I've showed you this before, Kristen, but this is household debt to disposable income. And you can see it's the highest it's ever been. What that means is the average person is spending about 170% of their disposable income. Not all of it. They're spending almost double. Yeah. So we got a huge debt problem going on here. Let me show you some other stats here. People have to be aware of what's going on in the market. New home sales in the United States, just in April, 17%, down 17%, just in the month of April. Let's have a look at some more. Look at the inflation rate. This is why the Federal Reserve yesterday raised rates by 0.75 of a point. They're behind the curve on this. They know they're in trouble. Inflation's going to be 8, 9, 10%. It's the highest it's been in 30, 40 years.
So they got to slow it down, right?
They got to slow it down.
Okay. You guys out there have to know how to navigate and how to talk to buyers, because they're going to be freaking out, and sellers and everything else. Is it still a great time to buy, guys? Yes, it is. Is it still a great time to sell? Yes, it is. But you have to be able to navigate through it. Look at this stuff. This is crazy.
Okay, so look at what's happening. So I'm in Toronto, so just outside of Toronto, Kitchener, Waterloo. The prices in 1 month, you talked about it changed overnight. Look at, in 1 month, the prices in this city dropped by 8.4% in 1 month. Okay, this is long-term interest rates. This is United States and Canada. And you can see like what's going on here. Like it's, you know, the cost of everything is out of control. Okay, here are all the things that are concerning buyers. Okay, this is all the stuff that buyers are worried about that are causing them maybe not to buy right now. This is why we need to be educated. We need to be able to talk to buyers and sellers about what's going on. First of all, look at this. This is from Realtor.com. 32% of buyers said, it says, what's the likelihood of you believing you're going to be priced out of the market? This is from the buyers. The buyers thought very likely, 32% of them felt very likely that they're going to be priced out of the market. Here's all the things they're worried about: rising home prices, interest rates, potential recession. I would say we're probably in a recession. Inflation.
After this month, it'll be 2 quarters in a row, and we will, after June, we will be in a recession starting in July. How do you navigate that?
Yeah, we got a war going on in Europe. You mentioned gas prices. Like there's a lot of stuff going on here and when people are usually concerned, they don't do anything. Now, this is really interesting as well. This is something we're going to talk a lot about. I know many of you are coming to my upcoming Orlando Super Conference. We'll put some information in the comments below, but it's 3 days with me. Kristin's going to be there. We'll have over 1,000 Craig Proctor members. You don't have to be a member to show up. We want to bring new people into the Craig Proctor system all the time, of course. It's going to be July 28th, 29th, and 30th. One of the things we're going to be talking about is not just how the market has shifted, but the behavior of the clients have shifted. Look at almost half the people we deal with now are millennials. Used to be boomers, right? The millennials they behave quite differently than the boomers. So they won't pick up the phone, number one.
And you got to figure out, got to figure out what is your ideal client. Okay. Yep. And where are they? How do you get them? How do you market to them? How do you bring them into your world? And, realtors out there, guys, you feel that this market is, the economy is crazy in so many different ways. I'm telling you that, and you guys know that the exit of realtors is going to be in herds of exiting of realtors. This is the opportunity. And honestly, Craig, if I didn't meet you when I did, I cannot definitely not tell you that I'd be in the business today. I just really can't, because I didn't have the referral, the sphere, and I worked with big brand companies. I worked with, big brand real estate companies that taught me some things, but they certainly did not teach me how to work with people that I've never met before. They never taught me that, how to find customers that I've never known before. And because I didn't know anybody, I had to do that. Right. And the thing I love that Craig, first of all, Craig doesn't need to be doing this. He can be retired many, many years ago, but because of the influence and the way he changes people's lives on a day-to-day basis is why he's still doing it. And if you're in real estate, I'm telling you what, to invest in Orlando, right? I'm in Boca, I'm 3 hours away. You guys have got to go and listen to all these top people that are going to be talking. If you want to build a team, they're going to help you do that. If you want to learn more about how to market, you're going to learn that. If you want to learn more how to work with the buyers and sellers and stronger presentations through this process. I mean, I remember when Tracy King, and he's on here and I just saw him, when he started, and I remember when he started, he was making 200 grand. Did you know that? Not even 200,000. He had like two people. They had Tanner.
Yeah, I interviewed him on, was it Tuesday or Wednesday? He's doing $10 million in GCI.
And he's number one in all of Eastern Tennessee, Knoxville, Pigeon Forge. I mean, so many of your members are number one in their areas and doing many millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, if you want to hear directly from the members, where I'm at right now, if you go to craigproctorseminar.com, and we'll have a link below for this, you can watch testimonials. Like, you don't have to, hear this from Kristen and I. You can hear it directly from the mouths of our top members. This is Sarah Reynolds, number one Keller Williams agent in the world. Rudy Kasuma was the number one RE/MAX agent in the state of California. He's got his own company here.
So he's number four he was like number 3 or 4 in the world, not just number one in California.
Yeah. Yep. For RE/MAX. This is what we're calling this thing, Mega Systems for Market Shift Conference, 3 days with me. Here's the frequently asked questions.
One of the things are, Craig, sorry to cut you off, but one of the things is like, you sometimes are a little, I feel, too humble. And like, number one worldwide for RE/MAX and Keller Williams, but you had 2 others that were worldwide for at least a minimum of 2 years for Keller Williams previously. So you had Paul Rushforth, Marnie Bennett. I mean, lots of people worldwide number one in their companies. And it's unbelievable to watch the success of these guys.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun, and that's why I still do it. You're right. I don't need to do this. I mean, I sold over 10,000 homes as a real estate agent. And let's just talk about that. Compare that track record to any other coach or trainer or mentor out there. Nobody sold as much real estate as I have, and nobody's created as many millionaire real estate agents as I have. And I'm not talking about, I do a panel and then I invite agents who are already making millions of dollars. No. I didn't make them millionaires. I'm talking about agents that I made millionaires, agents that, like KRISTIN Stampini, were struggling, who just came out of bankruptcy, or agents that were making $100,000 or $200,000 a year that are now making, $5, $10, $20 million a year. But I don't want that to intimidate anyone. I want you all to be here at this event. You can see, this is all the stuff that you get, by the way. We're giving a lot of bonuses. You can come for $495. This is all the stuff that you get here.
Wow.
This price is going up, by the way. So if you want in on this, come in as an early bird. Here's my guarantee, by the way. If you think, this conference, how do I know it's going to work? Or it's going to be different than the others. Here's my guarantee. You lay down your $495, you come and spend 3 days with me in Orlando, Florida. And if you're not blown away, you walk up to me on the 3rd day and I will refund your $495. That's how certain I am, how confident that I am that you'll be absolutely blown away with what you're going to receive. You're going to get my listing presentation, my buyer presentation. We're going to help you create a business plan for yourself. You're going to get the manuals, the systems, the ads, the checklists. You're going to get 36 hours with Craig Proctor, the KRISTIN Stampinis, the top Craig Proctor members of the world, as they share with you exactly what they're doing to shift their marketing, because the offer now is going to change, right? The offer in your marketing, what the words that come out of your mouth, how you position yourself, everything's going to need to shift because of the shift here in the marketplace. And we've done this before. KRISTIN, you survived you survived the great financial crisis.
Well, and if I wasn't, though, with you and with your system and with the people, like, we've all become such good friends, right? So many of us have been in the system 10 years, and many of yours 20 and 25, 30 years. It's crazy. So obviously they see it. But one of the things is that I have survived and thrived. I've actually taken, in everything that I've done, like now, we've spent a lot of money, in the market, in the stock market in the past month because of the market shifting. So what happens is the people who are wealthy get wealthier. The people who are not really all in or order takers as realtors, they're gone, guys. They're going to be gone. You got to make a decision. Do you want to do this? And if you do, you got to get serious, because with the market changing, you got to know how to handle it. You got to know how to market. You got to know your presentations, your values. What are your offers? What are you offering? What makes you different than all the other realtors out there?
Yeah. Why should I choose to do business with you versus the other hundreds or thousands of agents in the marketplace that the buyer or seller could choose to work with? The key word that you use there is serious.
Yep.
Folks, are you ready to get serious about your real estate business? Because if you're not, we don't want you at this conference.
No, it's not.
For the people that got into real estate and they thought, okay, the prices of houses are crazy high, I'm going to make these fast, quick, juicy commission, big juicy commission checks, and you don't see this as a business, this is not the place for you. For those of you that are ready to get serious about your real estate business, this 3-day conference with me is the place that you want to be. This is for serious players. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be a superstar right now. It just means you want to be one. That's all. There's something in KRISTIN Stampini. There was a light, a spark in her. And when she met me, like you said earlier when we were talking, KRISTIN, I saw something in you that maybe you didn't see in yourself.
I didn't see it.
Right. I believe we all have infinite potential. I believe we're all born rich. Right? You might not be rich right now with finances or money, but we're all rich in potential and talent and abilities, and you just need someone to help you. And that's why I'm here.
I could have very easily given up, when I came here. And guys, I was mid-age, right? I mean, can you imagine working so hard and then at the age of just around 40, losing everything, bankrupt, broke, starting my life over again after I worked my butt off, right? I feel that, and I could have just given up and walked away and, lived off the government or, whatever. But instead I met Craig, and what I did, and actually I started in this market when it was a down market, right? It was crazy.
You started in like the worst market ever.
Yeah,
what year did you start?
Well, I started in 2008. And basically,
so you had a little bit of the good market, and then boom, talk about things changing overnight.
Yeah, it was crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but meeting Craig during that, exactly what's, is this market way different than it was? Because a lot of people are asking, is this market, different than it was then? Of course, it's way different than it was then. However, the thing is that you got to be ahead of the market. You got to know how to work with the buyers and the sellers and other people and other agents. And what you got to do is you got to be around the right people, get the right mentorship and coaching. And this is just going to give you an idea if this is right for you, because you're going to spend 3 days with people that like me, and I'm going to do an amazing session on videos. And
now let's talk about your session. What are agents going to learn just from the one session that you're doing in Orlando?
Yeah. So, okay. Everyone knows, and I think most agents now know, that videos are more important than ever. That actually, if you guys do videos, that they will 100%, if you're consistent, And the wonderful thing about videos is they're free, right? But if you do videos and you are consistent and you put a lot of content out there, you will bring in a lot of business from your videos. So even the first month that we were really consistent, right? We brought in 15 leads just from video. And those are people calling us wanting to do business with us.
Yeah. So I think we'd all agree video is the future of this. And a couple of things I want to talk about. First of all, why are realtors not doing more video? Okay. They don't like how they look, or they don't like how they sound, or they're not sure what to say. We're going to help you with all of that in Orlando. We're going to help you.
We're going to give you scripts.
Yeah. Give you scripts, show you how to become really confident with this and a good presenter. And here's I showed a slide a few minutes ago about how the behavior of the buyers and sellers is quite different because we're dealing with millennials. We found that, the millennials, it's very difficult to get them to pick up the phone. You might better text them, but they don't want to answer the phone. Here's the other thing. They really don't want to meet with a realtor to find out what the realtor does. Yep. So what KRISTIN does is she's pumping out video about what she does. Yep. So imagine a millennial, they're getting this information in their newsfeed. They're getting on social media. They're seeing KRISTIN all the time, but now they've got a feel for who KRISTIN is. They kind of get to know her personality, and KRISTIN is just pumping out really helpful information. So if we can't get the buyers and sellers, the prospects to answer the phone, the key is we're going to push out video, basically just do the presentation so the buyers and sellers call us, right? If we can't call them, let's get them to call us. And I think most of us would agree. Like if you're wanting to purchase something, you're going to go online. You're going to do a little bit of research, right? How many of you think it would be better? Let's say it was an insurance agent. Okay. Would you rather have an insurance agent like call you on the phone and set a meeting up at your house? Or would it be better if the insurance agent just did a video saying, hey, this is me, Joe Blow, the insurance agent. This is what I do. This is what makes me different and better. This is how I can help you. What would you prefer as a consumer? That is the direction this is going. Old school was, oh, we got to generate a lead. We got to call them like crazy. Why? So we can get a meeting. Why do we want the meeting? So we can do a presentation. No, let's just do the presentation. KRISTIN, that's what you're doing every day. You're doing presentations to thousands of people in South Florida. And some of them look at it and go, you know what? I'm going to call this real estate agent.
Well, they look at you and these people come from everywhere, but they look at you and they say, wow, they're knowledgeable. Look what they're doing. And you know how many of the agents are actually going to do it? A couple. Not very many. Yeah. Yep. And guys, if this is all you have to do, to sit there and bring incoming leads to you of people that want to do business with you, because of your omnipresence through video, that's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to give you scripts and dialogues, how easy it is to do the 30 seconds, how it literally for 30-second video takes 10. I just recorded 20 videos this morning. Literally for these videos, it takes 10 minutes per video.
Yeah, so you block out a chunk of time, you do a bunch of videos, and then you repurpose them, and you're good to go. You've got all this content. Now, let me prove to everyone watching this that video works. That's why you're here now. Yeah. The reason 100% of you that are watching this right now, like I'm doing a presentation to you right now. KRISTIN and I are doing a presentation to you right now. This presentation is costing me $0. Yeah. Right? And you're watching this right now. Now, when you watch, many of you came to me because you watched some of my content on Facebook and you were pixeled, and then you started to see my stuff over and over again. Let me know in the comments if that's you, right? So there's the proof. We didn't know each other. You saw me making presentations on social media. You started watching it. As soon as you started watching any of my stuff, boom, you're in my vortex, and we are starting to push out other content. You're starting to see Craig over and over again. That's what KRISTIN Stampini is doing in Boca Raton, Florida. Yeah. Once they start watching your stuff, they're seeing your stuff over and over and over again until they say, come and get me.
Well, and then we're retargeting them. And so there's so many different wonderful things, guys, that are going to be at this conference. You're going to be surrounded by people. You are going to meet wonderful people, and you're going to learn so much. You really, especially in this changing market today, you can't afford to not come. 3 days for $495, you said? That's crazy.
Well, there's no downside to this, right?
Yeah.
Other than getting yourself to Orlando, remember, here's my guarantee that I don't know what other seminars you've been to or coaching or whatever you've had, but if I can't over deliver, if you don't, at the end of day 3, if you're not walking up to me, shaking my hand or giving me a hug saying, thank God I met you. If it's the opposite, we'll just give you your $495 back. Okay. I don't need your $495. I'm good. What I want is your testimonial. That's what I want. That's what I do this for. I want your testimonial. I want to create more lifetime Craig Proctor clients. Kristen, when you and I are in that room, there'll be thousands of people there. And I'm on stage and I say, how many of you have been with Craig Proctor for 5 years? Raise your hands. Yeah. How many of you have been with Craig Proctor for 10 years? Raise your hands. How many of you have been with Craig Proctor for 15 years? Raise your hands. Yeah. How many of you have been with Craig Proctor for 20 years? Yeah. People are blown away.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So let me start by helping you with this 3-day event to adjust your marketing, adjust your presentations, really adjust the way you think about real estate. The first thing that I always work on with realtors is their paradigm, right? How they think about their business, how they see their business. And I open their minds up to new and better ways of doing things, and then really just help you believe in yourself and help you start implementing these things. And then it's amazing how quickly the changes, like when you change your approach, you change the way you look at your business, how quickly you start to see the results. Yeah. Like, here's a crazy idea. Kristen, could you imagine going back to selling real estate the way you used to do it before you met me?
No, not even a chance.
That would be an outrageous foreign.
I can't even remember what it was really, because it's been
right. Cold calling, door knock. Could you imagine? Like, that is a foreign idea for KRISTIN Stampini. And I hear this from Craig Proctor members over and over again. It's like, I can't even believe that I used to do the things that I used to do. It would be an unacceptable idea for top Craig Proctor members to go back and do what the masses of realtors are doing.
Cold calling and door knocking, never.
Yeah, you'll never make a cold call again. In fact, 100% of your business will be inbound business where buyers and sellers are chasing you instead of you chasing them. And then once you get to that point of abundance, first of all, as a solo agent, you're going to be able to pick and choose who you want to work with. I mean, that's a big thing right there. Imagine having so much inbound business that you can decide, well, you know what? I'm only going to work with the most qualified, the most sincere, the most ready to act buyers and sellers. You would never choose to waste your time with someone that's going to fight you or not respect you or have a bad attitude. You wouldn't have to do that anymore. And then you get to the point where you've got so much great business coming in that you realize I can't even do it myself. And then you start to, we show you how to scale your business up by leveraging it with other people. And so how do I do that? How do I convince other top agents to want to partner up with me? Why would they want to do that? What mistakes could you make when you're starting to recruit and hire? We go through this. We give you the contracts. We show you exactly what to say, how to market your team, how to recruit the top agents, how the orientation should work, what to train them and coach them up on, so the team members are as good as you. And as soon as, like for me, Kristen, when I hired my first outside sales agent, her name was Lindy. And when I was able to coach Lindy up so she could get an 80% conversion rate on listings, wow, it was liberating because I knew I was free. Yeah. When I met with sellers, I was getting about an 80% conversion rate, meaning about 8 out of 10 sellers that I met with would list with me. Usually the other 20% I didn't want. As soon as I was able to hire other agents and coach them up so they could get an 80% conversion rate, I knew I was free. Right? I no longer felt I needed to go out to meet with sellers because I couldn't change the outcome. Why would I go if Lindy could get the same conversion rate that I could get? And so then slowly over a couple of years, I just backed myself out, hired more people, backed myself out further in my business. And eventually it was a real business. Yeah. I want everyone to think about this. How many homes could you sell if it had nothing to do with you? Right now, Kristen, while you and I are doing this interview, your agents are out selling houses.
Absolutely. I have people working everywhere, and that's what's so awesome. And the thing is that, with the Craig Proctor system too, guys, is if you want to be a solo agent, you can be. And if you want a huge team, you can be. So you can do whatever you want. It's your life. It's your life by design through the Craig Proctor system and marketing.
All right, let's give everyone one more shout out for this. Okay, look, this is coming up. We're only, a month or so away on this. It's Orlando, Florida. It's at the Omni Resort, which is beautiful. There's a picture of there. It's an awesome resort. We do these at nice places. I would recommend, if you're flying in, come in a day or two early, stay for a few days late. You can write the whole thing off. The $495 investment, your airfare, the hotel, your food, 100% write off. 41 days, 21 hours, 15 minutes. There we have it. The countdown is on. Now, the price is going to go up. The $495 is an early bird special. The price will go up, and all the bonuses you get right now are for early bird. So we want to get you registered. Take a few minutes and read through this information, through the speakers, the agenda, exactly what you're going to learn. You're going to get my automatic reverse prospecting lead generation system. You'll get the lead conversion system, the lifetime customer system. You can watch video testimonials from top agents all over North America that have been students that will be in attendance at this event. There's the agenda. Frequently asked questions. How is Craig different from the other real estate trainers? Will I be expected to buy something? Do I need a big budget to implement the Craig Proctor system? Do I need to have a team to do this? No, you don't have to have a team, but you're probably going to want one. What kind of agent should attend Craig's conference? Serious agents. Yeah. If you're not serious, you shouldn't be there, because you're not going to do anything anyway. So we want serious agents. If this is going to be your career, if you see this as a business, something that you're going to do 3, 4, 5, 10 years into the future, that's who should be in attendance. Look at all the stuff that you get. Even if you were to buy all of these items from my office, you would pay almost $6,000. What would it be worth to you to get my listing presentation, my buyer presentation, the ads, the scripts? All of it is not just given to you, it's explained to you, right? And you get to meet the top agents. And here's what I would do. When you get to the conference, okay, and you see the presenters, you see KRISTIN Stampini and the other millionaire agents, my advice would be, pick a couple of these Craig Proctor superstars that you really resonate with and get to know them. Say, hey, can I take you out to lunch, or can I take you out to dinner? A lot of the learning happens even at the end of the day, sitting at the bar and meeting other Craig Proctor members. Because here's what we think when you first come to this, you're thinking, okay, these superstars, like maybe they're different than me, or they have advantages that I don't have, or their marketplace is different. When you actually become friendly with these Craig Proctor superstars, they'll open up, they'll tell you exactly what they're doing, all the concerns, all the worries, all the anxieties that you have, all the perceived problems, they've had all this. They will walk you through how they overcame any perceived obstacles. I keep using the word perceived because a lot of the stuff we worry about is just like, you don't have to worry about it, right? Yeah. You're going to start talking to people that you haven't been talking to. You're going to hear things from me that you've never heard before. Okay, so you're going to start to hear things you've never heard before. You're going to start talking to people that you haven't been talking to, and you're going to start thinking thoughts that you've never had before. And that's the beginning, because you come to this conference and that little spark that's inside of you, the one that was inside of KRISTIN Stampini, I will light that spark on fire. Yeah. Okay. You come here with a little bit of spark, you come here with the right attitude, and I will put fuel on that fire. We'll get this thing going for you. So the dates of the conference are July 28th to the 30th, Orlando, Florida, $495. Guys, break that down per day. What is that per day? What is that per day?
150.
Yeah, $150 a day. And
it's $20 an hour.
Okay, $20 an hour. Guys, you know what?
I mean, $20 an hour, $15 an hour.
All right, so here's my question. what do you do if you're serious about your real estate career? What are you doing during those 3 days?
Yeah.
Okay, July 28th to July 30th. What are you doing during those 3 days that's more important for your career and your life than attending this? What's more important? What are you doing that's more, unless you're getting married that day, what are you doing that's more important for those 3 days? And look at the stuff you spend money on now. $495, you kidding me? Right now, you're probably wasting money on advertising. You're wasting way more than $495 on things that don't work. And how about your time? You're doing things that you should not be doing. Let us show you how to scale your business up. You don't have to figure this out. If I wanted to climb to the top of Mount Everest, I wouldn't dare do it on my own. I would get a guide. People die trying to get to the top of Mount Everest by themselves. The biggest reason to get to this event is to take a massive shortcut to success. You know, could you figure this out in 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 years like I did? Yeah, you could, but you don't need to.
Yeah.
Kristen was smart enough, like, I'm struggling. I'm just going to plug myself into something that works. And the cool thing about Kristen is it's just made her like a really super confident person. And you can see, you know, Kristen, you were like kind of in a bad spot, and it's easy to get down, but you kept your attitude up. You kept the fire going. And now Kristen is one of my top coaches. Kristen, now making millions of dollars a year, now is able to help other Craig Proctor members become millionaires as well. So it's pretty gratifying to do this and help people. And it's pretty cool, right, Kristen, when people come up to you at the conference and they give you a big hug and they say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, and that's why I do it, right? So, I mean, just like you, the reason why I coach today is because the lives that I through the Craig Proctor system, I've been able to impact, right? Through your system, the people that come up and say, oh my gosh, I was in the same place as you, you know, or I didn't have any money, or I literally, you know, was completely flat broke and I had to start over. And watching those people, guys, if you're in a tough situation, I can't tell you how many hundreds of people I've talked to that have been in the similar situations as me and have overcome them like I have. I can't even tell you.
Well, plus two, when people come to me and they're in a tough spot and they say, look, I have no money and things are really bad. You know, I push back with, well, what do you got to lose?
Yeah.
Right. Like in your example, it's like, well, Craig, I'm already bankrupt. Well, what do you got to lose? There's no more down you could go. You can only go up. Right. So if you try this and it doesn't work, you know, and if you're in that position right now, because I want to make sure everyone that wants help comes. I don't want you to think, so I got to be a superstar, or I got to sell hundreds of houses, or I got to have a big team. No, KRISTIN Stampini did not start with me like that at all.
No.
KRISTIN came to me.
I was in the negative. So
Yep.
I wasn't even making, I had like $18,000 that I had made in real estate, but obviously with all my expenses, I was in the negative. So people don't have to have that at all, because Craig's going to help you through that process.
You might've been broke financially, but you were rich with potential and you had the right attitude.
But I didn't see it, right?
Yeah.
So that's another thing is people see things in you, and they will, that you don't even see in yourself. But I believed in Craig. I saw his integrity, and I knew he wanted to help. And I knew the people that he brought into the system were all the same. They were like him. They wanted to help you. And that's what I grabbed onto, was Craig, and everybody in the system, and the coaches and the people were unbelievable. And because of that, that's why I'm so successful today.
Yeah, and look, if you're watching this right now, I know you want to believe this is real. And honestly, excuse my language, there's so much bullshit being pushed at real estate agents right now. Some of these big name trainers, do your research. They haven't even sold real estate. Honestly, they've never had a real estate license. They never made millions of dollars selling real estate like me. There's a lot of these Johnny come latelys. A lot of failed realtors decide, oh, I'm going to be a real estate coach. I think we'd all agree, if you were playing any kind of sports, tennis, golf, or whatever, would you get better if you had a coach? Of course you would. If you want to be if you play tennis, you're a serious tennis player, you want to get better, you would have a coach. You wouldn't hire a tennis coach that's never played tennis before.
Yeah.
Right? You wouldn't hire a golf coach that's never held a golf club in their hands. So if you believe having a mentor, having a coach, having, mixing with agents that are successful would help you, like who the coach is really, really important. And it's so frustrating for me to see real estate agents being taken advantage of by people that have never successfully done what they're talking about. I mean, I can't imagine. It'd be like me saying, oh, you know what, Kristen, I'm going to be a coach for heart surgeons tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. When I've never been a surgeon, and I'm not even a doctor. Right. That's what's going on in this industry right now. And it's not just the legions of coaches. It's everyone trying to sell you technology, right? Everyone trying to sell you lead generation. Honestly, when you go to your Facebook news feed, it's filled with people trying to sell you stuff. So you got to sort all the way through this and say, who's the real deal? Yeah. Everybody wants your money. Everybody wants your attention. And maybe you're watching this right now and you've made some mistakes, right? Well, you got to let that go. Maybe you've given your money to some of these pretenders or fakers or whatever. You got to let that go. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't drag those mistakes with you. We all make mistakes. You've got to say, is Craig the right person for me? Forget what you've done in the past. You got to look into the future and say, okay, what's my best bet going forward? Do I want to learn from somebody that actually made millions of dollars selling real estate? It's created more millionaire real estate agents than any other coach or trainer or guru in this industry. Or do I want to figure it out by myself? Or am I even going to stay in this business? Guys, it's going to get rough out there.
Yeah, it is.
Kristen knows I've got a place in Sarasota and I've got a boat there. And when I went out in the Gulf of Mexico, some days it would be really smooth. And I could get that boat up to 40 or 50 miles an hour and it was smooth sailing. And there's sometimes the Gulf of Mexico is pretty rough. That's what we're heading into right now, guys. So let me be your captain. Let me guide you through these rough waters so we can get to the other side. Okay. If you're in real estate long enough, you're going to have up markets, down markets, sideways markets, and you cannot have a business that's market dependent. You can't have a business or, my business only works when there's smooth waters. Yeah. If you're going to do this for long enough, you've got to learn how to navigate through the economy. And in a way, I'm looking forward to this market shift because it is going to get rid of a lot of idiots in this business.
Yep. And there really are a lot of idiots, unfortunately, saying that, guys, but there are.
Yep. People that got in, again, 1 in 5 real estate agents. But what happened was during the pandemic is we had something called, what was it called? They called it the Great Resignation. You guys heard about that, right? The Great Resignation, where millions of people, when COVID started, just took early retirement or quit. And some of them have never come back to work, but
2 million have never come back to work. 2 million.
Right. But hundreds of thousands got their real estate license over the last couple of years. And now with this shift, they're completely unprepared for what's about to come.
Yep.
Kristen, I want to thank you so much for doing this today. Final thoughts before we wrap this up.
So if you are an agent out there and you're in this market and you really want to be with top like-minded individuals and learn how to navigate through the very changing times, no other market that we've ever been in is going to be like the one that's going to be upcoming. You're going to need to know your value. Why should people work with you? How to work with buyers, how to work with sellers, how to get more market share. The people that are in Craig's system are the ones that are taking more market share and pushing people out of the business. You have got to come to this 3 days to be around these kind of people. And I can promise you, just because I still today, almost 11 years later that I've been with Craig, or almost 12 years later, I'm sorry, that I've been with Craig, I can tell you today that I am at almost every single conference and I take away so much. If you're going to not take away at least a couple of listings, minimum, just from going and just listening to people and just implementing one free thing, which will bring you $15,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, I will be shocked.
Yeah, it just means you didn't implement anything. If you can't make 10, 20, $30,000 more just from implementing one or two ideas. It just means you didn't implement anything. That's all.
That's right. I'm just saying that sign up today because your rooms are starting to sell out. You know, I mean, this is people realize how important it is right now. So you're getting more and more people signing up. You guys, I would just go ahead and sign up today.
Yeah, you know, this is not like some kind of false fake deadline, guys. If you're coming to this event, you want to stay at the resort, right? Like you don't want to be staying at a hotel or 2 miles down the street. We have a limited room block. Now, our room block, I don't know what the tickets, the rooms are 130, 150. I don't know what they are, but it's about half price of what you would pay if you just called the hotel directly, if you're part of the Craig Proctor room block. But when they're gone, they're gone. So you're either going to pay double for your hotel room, or more likely, you're just not going to get one at all because we're going to have over 1,000 people registered at this. We're going to be taking over the entire resort. So it's at the Omni, just outside of Orlando, Celebration.
Beautiful resort.
Beautiful. So come in a couple days early, go to Disney, bring your family. Like I always tell our members, make a vacation out of it. You guys work hard, come in a few days early, go to Universal Studios, go to Disney, get in a couple rounds of golf, go shopping, whatever you like to do, and write the whole thing off. $495. And I'm buying the coffee too. So I'm.
And don't you buy people a drink?
Yeah, I buy everyone. That's right. We have a cocktail reception party. I buy you with a beverage of your choice. Coffee
every day.
Coffee every morning. We give you all the materials. We just want to make sure you guys know about this opportunity, and then it's up to you. Yeah. If you're a serious realtor, that's who we're calling out to. Okay, we're not looking for people that are going to come in with a negative attitude, or they're not like, don't attend the conference if you know that you're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Right. Be there if you're a serious realtor. Now, Kristin, if people want to reach you, what would be the best way for them to reach you?
Yeah. So you can reach me. First of all, you can reach me through social media. I'm on everything. KRISTIN Stampini, KRISTIN, Stampini, STAMPINI. You can also call 561-221-2292.
Perfect. Well, look, everyone, thanks for watching this. This was sort of a special edition we did here because of the market shift. And Kristin, thank you so much for taking your time to be with us.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Don't miss it.
Yeah, bye, everyone. We hope to see you in Orlando, Florida, July 28th through the 30th. Get registered. We'll have the information in the comments below. Thanks again for watching.